Hey guys, what's up? I'm Zombie Games, he's Speaking Kill, and welcome
What's up?
back to another tale. We're your undead pair.
And in today's
And
tale, we are going to be reacting to a death battle. Today's death battle being the Dragonborn versus the Chosen Undead. Skyrim versus Dark Souls. Dark Souls 1 to be specific. And I am excited because
now,
I've I've played a lot of Skyrim throughout the years, so I'm not it's not like I've beaten it once type of thing. I've beaten it a couple times over the years, so I relatively know some of the lore. But however, though, I don't know the deep aspects of the lore. But when it comes to Dark Souls, I relatively know, like the back of my hand, what the lore is all about. Especially the curse. So I'm going to be looking at Death Battle today and getting their information right. Where if they allow the Dragonborn to win, it better be for a pretty good damn reason. Because there's only one reason I can come up with in my head how the Chosen Undead can lose.
no.
And that's not me being egotistical. That's actually me reading on the lore and actually looking at what the facts are.
Your bet's on a Chosen Undead, I'm guessing?
For right now, yeah. I need to know the more full power of Dragonborn with his other spells, because it's been quite a while since I played Skyrim, so I need to have a refresher in order to be able to...
Skyrim! You mean the game that comes out on every generation of console ever made?
Yeah, I know, but it's still been a while since I played it. I have to feel the need to play it, and since I've already beaten it in my life, I didn't have the necessity or feel of buying it for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, and there's no reason to buy it for PC, because I don't feel like playing it anytime soon.
Yeah.
Because, keyword, Bethesda quit teasing us. They said Elder Scrolls 6 becoming a thing. Skyrim's been going on for ages. They tease us with it, and nothing happens with it.
Maybe it might, but without further ado, let us get into this and let us see what they have to say, because I'm very interested in how they're going to go about this.
Mm-hmm.
So you ready? You got 0 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's start this up in 3, 2, 1, go.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Brandon Yates. That's right, our Brandon Yates.
Oh, that's the guy that makes their music. Their scores and all that for the fights.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend his music.
The Chosen Undead, the accursed god killer from Dark Souls.
The last Dragonborn, the dragon-slaying savior of Skyrim.
Resigned to captivity, these two demi-human heroes embraced their destinies and stared down the very gods themselves.
And devoured their friggin' souls!
Because these two
not really.
and movesets due to being role-playing protagonists, for this death battle we're giving them
Actually, pause. I'm going to actually make a comment right now. Let's pause. Specifically for Dragonborn, he can only absorb dragon souls. Alduin, if they're going to be referencing Alduin, which is the only dragon god that he faced, because I'm not counting Miraak because he was a human, who was a Dragonborn, who was the first Dragonborn, I know, but he didn't technically get beaten by the Dragonborn, he was beaten by some other entity, but we're not going to be going into detail about that, while the Dark Souls being able to absorb the souls of anyone he defeats, even undead. Just pointing that out there. So where are you at?
40 seconds.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'm going to try and make sure not to make any comments like that again. Okay. Without further ado, let's get into it again. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Their stats.
Which is totally possible in-game if you're willing to grind. He's Wiz and I'm...
Oh, okay, they're giving the Dark Souls character max stats, which is possible. You have to grind, though, which is a bitch. That means all the weapons.
Begins at the end. The great cities of old have collapsed. The heroes are dead or mad, and the Golden Age is over. Looking out upon their decaying kingdom, everyone would like nothing more than to lay down and die.
Too bad for them. That's the one thing they couldn't do.
The world has been gripped by the undead curse, turning anyone with a mysterious dark sign into mindless, violent hollows upon repeated soul-crushing deaths.
But there is a prophecy of a chosen undead who will journey to Lordran, the home of the gods, and save the world.
Rotting away in an asylum, all it took was an assist from an
Tarkus, Sigmire, Priscilla, Patches, Pasca, Patches in easy mode. Oh my god.
And it helps that as long
that's
as they
fucking
can
funny.
keep their sense of purpose, an undead will always resurrect at the nearest bonfire. Now, they might slowly lose their memories, their personality, and their sanity, but the curse gives them as much time as they need to get good.
Plus, also you-
unnaturally resilient, able to survive being impaled through the chest.
Nothing. I should
They've
probably
been
just wait until the
chewed
end.
and digested by what I can only describe as a toilet demon. And they can have their souls torn from their very body.
Yeah.
Undead humans don't need their souls to survive.
Just pop some of that spicy Sunny D, and they're good to go. If anything, it seems like they get off to it. And speaking of souls, they can absorb the souls of their fallen enemies to increase their power.
They're a master with swords, hammers, spears, axes, bows, you name it. And that's without any formal training. With the right stats and setup.
Well, we don't know.
they can be
Wait, hold up. We
anything
don't know
from
the full
barbarian
history of who this guy
assassin,
is.
dragon,
For all we know, he could have had a
slash,
history of
The
using these weapons.
giantest of dads. And despite the serious gothic themes of the series, these weapons can get anime as hell. Smo's great hammer is a ginormous mallet the size of a sedan.
Based on its size and likely bronze composition, it'd have to
I
weigh
mean,
over 100 tons.
he's not
A lot
wrong.
like Gothic
Yeah.
That's his
Greatbow,
swords
which can
in
shoot
every
pillar-sized arrows
game.
and one-shot dragons out of the sky.
Or my
The
favorite,
creator himself
the
of Dark
Moonlight
Souls said that. That's
Oh, the Moonlight
Greatsword.
Greatsword. Yes. Ah, that's my. That's a great weapon.
This baby's a universe-hopping anomaly that can fire powerful sword beams and just looks so cool.
They're
The
inc-
chosen
oh, that's
undead
great.
has learned magic from the
But
greatest
freaking
magicians in the world. They can create
what was
shockwaves,
it?
form offensive
Naotori's
barriers,
sword is
inflict
also good
damage,
too.
Throw balls of flame, control minds, fire magical crystal spears, turn invisible, and toss bolts of sunlight strong enough to peel the stone scales off immortal dragons.
No, the immortal dragons that were residing over the world before the humans took over.
In the vicinity with the miracle vow of silence.
Preventing anyone from speaking any spells aloud.
Oh, that might
including
fuck up
themselves.
Dragonborn.
With this incredible arsenal and judicious attention paid to the stamina
Dragonborn
bar,
still got
the
this.
chosen undead was rolling their way to victory.
A roll so powerful it bends the laws.
Oh yeah, but also I hate to break it to you, but that dodge roll is legitimately. If you time it right, you can dodge any attack.
That's just a game mechanic, but great to use.
Oh,
when you're
well, fuck you.
panicking.
They've defeated Nido, the god of death, the bed of chaos, the mother
Well, I guess
of
that's
all
game mechanics are going to be
and
fine.
Calamity,
Whatever.
the strongest surviving ancient dragon.
That was
Also
when the
counted in
chosen
my
undead
heart.
Was dragged back in time to face the fallen knight Artorias.
Oh yeah,
the
freaking
greatest
Magus.
warrior
He
in
is
history.
darkness
And not only
itself,
defeat
and he
him,
was
but
able to beat
accomplish
it.
the
Not
greatest
Niartorius.
contribution to
Niartorius
Artorias'
lost
legend,
in.
the destruction of Manus, the father of the abyss that threatened to consume the world.
They've even beaten other chosen undead from alternate worlds, like the best buddy in all gaming, Solaire.
Aw,
Praise
Solaire, I
the
love
sun,
Solaire.
bro. And soon
Praise
they
the
were
sun.
approached by these two slithery freaks. One said to link the fire, and the other said to let it die out, which totally makes sense. Wiz can explain it.
Don't look at me. Dark Souls lore is as notoriously convoluted as the flow of its time stream, which is why we have a true expert in the realms of nerdom to explain it.
No, I actually have an.
Jocelyn.
You
Actu-
wouldn't believe how many item descriptions,
Alright.
forum posts, and moody
Oh, yeah.
13 lore videos I had to watch through for this. It's story time, kids. In the beginning, the world was unformed and static. Then suddenly, the first flame burst to life, and with it, the concepts of heat and cold, life and death, energy and time, light and dark.
Sounds like a mythological Big Bang.
The gods were granted immensely powerful
Exactly,
souls
everything
from
was
the
dark.
first flame, but their greatest fear was the soul possessed collectively by the race known as humanity, the Dark Soul. The Skyfather Gwyn feared humanity's immortality.
Well, the Lord of
and
Sunlight,
so
to be
sealed
exact.
their dark souls within them. But as humanity reproduced, the Dark Soul collectively grew and the first flame waned. Turns out humans were naturally undying, or according to the gods' propaganda, undead.
Gasp! It's all a conspiracy. The undead curse was a lie.
Linking the fire means using your very soul as fuel to keep the first flame burning.
Well,
If an undead champion
I don't know
believes
about
their immortality
that.
is a curse, they'll
If
do
it's a
anything to
okay,
prevent it.
pause. If it's a conspiracy, then I don't think that would necessarily count. Why? Because someone did try to recreate the flame, only for it to end up being bad, turning it into the. Also, you're paused, right?
Yeah.
Okay, turning it into the Chaos Flame, one of the Lords of Cinder that you have to go and defeat throughout the in the game. And it's been stated that so long as a bonfire remains, a chosen undead or an undead can remain. So it's not necessarily that all of every single human is undead, because I feel like that's not the case. Because after the events of Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2 then happens, which is a different entirely undead curse, which there was actual legitimate evidence of hunters actually killing off the undead cursed beings legitimately for real. There's even evidence to suggest this. And the undead curse that's in the third game is a bit different than this curse, to be specific. Because this curse has to deal with the dark sign. In the third game, it has to deal with the embers that are left from because in Dark Souls 3, the flame is dying. Because in Dark Souls 1, after when you beat the game, it basically the entire room is like filled with fire, and it basically envelops the chosen undead. In Dark Souls 3, when you choose the neutral ending, when you decide to link the flame, only fire covers him and not the whole entire area, implying that the flame is dying out. And that's after gathering up the souls of Cinder throughout the entirety of Dark Souls 3. So, while I can kind of get the conspiracy that everybody is undead, it's hard to believe that when, after you kill every boss, they stay dead. So, wouldn't they just come back? So I kind of feel like that conspiracy is a bit... I feel like that conspiracy is a bit gray in some areas, I will say.
I'm at 604, by the way.
Same here. And sorry, but I kind of just feel like I needed to talk about that.
Okay.
Because... Yeah, but anyways, yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Including burning fragments of the Dark Soul to keep the Age of the Gods going.
So you're a pawn in a game played by decrepit gods desperately clinging to power. Well, that's a huge bummer.
They might look like a depressed
Well,
California raisin, but in order to link the
sort
flame,
of.
their soul needs to be strong enough to maintain the whole universe and the flow of time for another 1,000 years.
Other similarly powerful undead across time are swift enough to dodge lightning and even light itself. Based on their dodge compared to this beam and the time it took to reach them, they'd be reacting and moving at over 20% the speed
Or became
of
the...
light.
Wait, they're
At the
including
end of
every
their
single
quest,
type of
they
timeline?
faced down and defeated Gwyn, the Lord of
Does
Sin.
that mean they're going? That means they're gonna include every type of timeline in fucking Skyrim.
So, which will you choose?
Which is true, yeah.
Link the fire and prolong the current age, or let it fade?
I think it's gonna
until
mainly be
only
down to
dark
weapons,
remains.
which has
This
stronger
is
weapons.
the biggest bummer of them all. Truth is, it never mattered. The cycle just continues age after age, with new heroes replacing the old ones, until the chosen undead was long forgotten.
Until the infinite march of time ground the world to ash. It was never about the happy ending. It didn't exist. It was about the struggle to get there.
Oh yeah,
That's
there is a better
ultimately what
conspiracy
gives
that
us
everything
meaning.
that we're seeing is pause. Everything that they were seeing is an illusion because in Dark Souls 3 and the Ring City DLC, after you get to the end, there's a freaking cutscene where you wake up a certain princess, and after you wake her up, it shows the Ring City legit only like ash. Like it's like decrepit, nothing left basically. It's even for miles and miles and miles. Which could imply that the entire world that you were throughout Dark Souls 3 was just ash.
I mean,
And that the fire didn't even exist to begin with. So that could be another conspiracy right there if you think about it.
And technically, I know they couldn't really include it, but
Oh.
technically, from what I've seen, I have no idea if this is true or not. But from what I've seen, Elden Ring is actually connected to Dark Souls.
No, it is. It is. I think it's honestly a painting. You know, because there are painting, because they didn't bring this up, but there are, like, painting worlds in Dark Souls. There's one in Dark Souls 1 that you go into. In Dark Souls 3, there's a DLC where you go into a painting. And and then the Ring DLC, after you defeat the final boss and obtain the Dark Soul, by the way, the Dark Soul, you give it to, one of the person from the painting DLC. There's a freaking person in there that you give it to. After you give it to that person, they ask for your name, implying that, technically speaking, the painting that they're making could have been the Elden Ring painting.
It could have been.
Or at least that's what I'm thinking, because that's what not a lot of people, but that's what I think. Anyways, though, let us see what Dragonborn is fully capable of. I need to definitely see what he's capable of so I can make a better guess
I'm
as
at
to who would win.
722, by the way.
Okay. Oh, wait, hold up. This is, it's an, that's, they're talking about their ads. So go to 8:30.
I'm at 8:30.
Okay, you ready? Okay, let's start this up in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, you're finally awake. Welcome to the frosty Viking paradise of Skyrim. Visit the quaint Nordic villages. Hike up to the throne of the world. Marvel at the beauty of Blackreach. Hey, what's that in the sky? Why, it's Macho Man Randy Savage. No,
They're not including mods. They better not include mods.
That is a dragon. But not just any mere Drake.
They're not. It was just for a meme.
Okay, good. I was about to say, if they included mods, I was gonna be pissed. Because at that point, they might as well include mods for Dark Souls.
His path of destruction happened to interrupt your impending execution at the hands of those uppity Imperial pigs. That'll be the worst mistake this Staley monster would ever make.
It wouldn't be long before you escaped the destruction of Helgen and defeated a dragon yourself.
Then absorbed its freaking soul?
That could only mean one thing. You are a being born with the blood and soul of a dragon in the body of a Nord, or elf, or Khajiit, or lizard dude destined
Or
to
any
battle
of the other
Elfland and
races.
save the
That you
world.
could choose
In
from.
their tongue,
Exactly.
You are the Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.
In their quest to rid Tamriel
Yeah.
of Alduin's dragon army, the Dragonborn
Also blessed by
became a
Todd
jack
Howard?
of
Who the
all
fuck is
trades,
Todd Howard?
Master of all.
They learned
Looking
to be
that
a
up.
master assassin with the
That seems like a
Dark
meme.
Brotherhood, a master
You wanna
sorcerer
pause this
with
real
the
quick, Ben?
College of Winterhold,
Okay, pause. Who the fuck is Todd Howard?
Wait. Oh!
What?
That's nah. What does that mean?
What?
You know who Todd Howard is, right? I just looked it up.
Well, what is it?
Todd Howard's an American video game designer, director, producer. He serves as a director and exclusive producer at Bethesda Game Studios, where he led development for the Fallout and Elder Scrolls series. How the so you were blessed by the creator?
Huh. I mean, hey, good for the Dragonborn, I guess. Where are you at?
947.
And we're pausing a lot.
It's good.
with the Dark Brotherhood.
Less
a
reason
master
for them to
sorcerer
copyright
with
us.
the college
Okay, you ready? Okay, let's continue on in 3, 2, 1, go.
of Winterhold, a master thief with the Nightingales, a master dragon hunter with the Blades, and a master good boy. Who's a good boy? That's a good boy.
He can also become fucking
on the side of the Imperial
Vampire
Legion,
Lord.
Champions of order.
You mean
I
the Nordic
haven't
war
played this
for
game in a fat minute,
independence
so
on the side of the
I don't remember
Stormcloak?
shit.
Those
I do remember
elf-funded
some bits and
Nord
pieces.
supremacists?
Better than those jackbooted Cyrodiil fascists? But what else could I expect?
I mean, I would always go for the Stormcloaks, not gonna lie.
By sticking buckets over their heads.
They can put their skills to good use with
forgot
an
you could do
absolute
that.
glut of
I didn't know you could do that
weaponry,
either.
Not just the usuals like daggers,
No, I
swords,
forgot you
hammers,
could
and
do
axes.
that.
No, I never knew you
Special
could do
weapons
that.
Given to them by the dangerous
Yeah, you
princes.
can steal shit by
Basically
shoving shit on their
crazy
head.
Powerful gods from the plane of existence called Oblivion. From
Oh, yeah, that's
Wesley
Oblivion.
Wabbit Sheogorath, the Dragonborn received the Wabbajack, a staff that casts a completely random spell on its target, from disintegrating them to healing them to turning them into a chicken.
This
From
is true.
Meridia, They received the Dawnbreaker, a holy sword made for burning the undead to ash. That's similar to Oriel's bow.
That's not gonna do anything to the Chosen Undead,
In
though.
about 2 seconds, the arrow would have to be moving at
No,
over
no.
250
That.
times the speed of
No, I do.
Except this isn't
That doesn't
Earth and
undo the
Sun.
curse.
This is the planet Nirn, and that's Magnus.
It burns the
According to
body.
Elder Scrolls lore master Michael Kirkbride and his in-universe text cosmology, when you look up at the sun, you're actually looking into a dimension of pure magic. Confused yet? I am.
The
What?
exact measurements here are difficult to make, but if anything, the distance should be much greater.
Speaking of magic bullshit, the Dragonborn can heal themselves, cast wards and destructive elemental spells, control minds, conjure weapons, and
Yep.
summon lesser Daedra
Oh, no,
out of the
yeah.
mountain of scrap.
He can also summon
Especially
dragons.
Powerful mage because their mana recovers itself automatically over time. They'll never truly run out of fire.
This is true. This is
But
true.
as a Dovahkiin, the ability they're most famous for is
their
Thule,
shouts.
or shout. By
Fusroja!
speaking the words of the dragon language,
Yes.
they can manifest
Sorry, had to do
their
it
will
again. But that's the
into
most famous
reality.
one.
Like with the
No, I know.
classic Fusroja, an unrelenting force which can knock your neighbors into next week, or Soul Tear, which removes the soul from your enemy's
That's not
body
gonna work
and
on Chosen
stores it in
Undead
a
either.
gem, like so. Riva Soul! Wait, why didn't anything? Oh.
Student loans, man. Something had to cover the down payment. With these shouts, the Dragonborn can
Yeah,
summon
this
country
was
spanning
so-
storms,
Oh, right.
slow down time,
Frickin'
and
Wiz
even
made,
call upon a
clones of
dragon
himself.
for help. motivating.
That's one of his
Dragons may
clones,
look like
so he doesn't have a
scaly reptiles,
soul.
But in reality, they're immortal demigods older than time itself. They're the children
I
of
think the
chief
Ben
god
will
of
shout
Tamriel's
will probably
pantheon.
mess him up the most,
Dragonborn
along with
is an
Disarm.
unstoppable force of nature. If they happen to take any damage, they can just drink a potion or nosh on a cheese wheel and be
True.
good as new. And they can carry up to 150 cheeses at once.
Really?
Dream.
That's
so random.
Hey, I love it.
Pounds, we can determine that the Dragonborn can carry up to 10,500 pounds of cheese.
And that makes sense
Damn.
considering they can
That
match
is some
muscles
useless
with giants who are so
information.
strong they can shatter the game's spaghetti code to pieces.
Yeah, and kills the Dragonborn in one hit.
Vampire Lord
No, I know.
ended Skyrim's civil war and defeated the first Dragonborn.
Defeated Alduin,
And
Ebony
according to the book,
Warrior,
the
and
Guardian
Murak.
and the Traitor,
Kind of. He needed the help of a fucking other god in order to be able to fully kill Murak.
I
We
know.
can determine that Solstheim is a landmass
And even then, he was just sealed away or absorbed by the god.
In order to
He
move
wasn't really
that much
killed.
land over the course of their fight, Murak's magical prowess must have outputted energy over 300 teratons of TNT.
that's 3 times the impact of the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs.
Not too crazy when shouts can get strong enough to shake the world itself.
It wasn't long before the Dragonborn confronted Alduin in Nord Heaven and put an end to the World Eater once and for all.
The epithet is literal. By absorbing the souls in Skyrim's afterlife, Alduin was powerful enough to devour everything. Not just the planet of Nirn, but the Kalpa, the entire timeline past, present, and future.
That's the level of unimaginable power the Dragonborn is dealing
But
with
Magus
here.
is able to literally consume the darkness itself, and darkness is literally a concept of time, and the flame literally created that concept.
All magnificent in their own right.
So the dragon, I feel like the Chosen Undead have to be able to match up to that level of
And the
power
death
to a certain
throes of
degree.
dragon defeated. You knew it could only be the Dovahkiin. Dovahkiin, Dovahkiin.
Fuck, I gotta think about this for a second. If anything, the way that they explained it, I think that the restorative abilities and items that the Dragonborn has would definitely be a lot better than Chosen Undead's. Same with magic and shouts. However, though, there's no shout that... Actually, even better yet, there's everything that they put out and everything that they've explained to me. Just shouts, no pun intended, a tie. Like, for all intents and purposes, there's realistically no reason that the Chosen Undead can be able to fully lose here, but there's no reason that the Dragonborn can lose either. Why? Because I do think that the Dragonborn can just continuously heal, no matter what.
My guess is still on Dragonborn.
I'm gonna guess tie. I'm honestly gonna guess it's gonna be a tie. Because there's no way that the Chosen Undead curse could be undone. Because I know what they said, you lose your mind as you die, but guess fucking what? When you die the first time in Dark Souls, you literally become hollow. Your body is hollow, and you're still able to fight on, and you could die continuously as hollow. As many times, as many fucking times as it takes for you to beat Gwyn. And if we're going to be going off of lore, not game mechanics, because technically if we're going off of game mechanics, you could beat the game within an hour, if we're being straight here. If we're going off of lore, we have no idea how long the Chosen Undead fucking went to defeat Gwyn. For all we know, for all intents and purposes, it could have taken him years to actually go on this pilgrimage to actually defeat Gwyn. Because of how many fucking people he had to face and kill. And fucking go back to. Because you have no idea how many times I had to fucking make my way back to certain fucking bosses. So, if they make the argument that him becoming hollow is his way of dying, I'm going to be kind of pissed, because that's not their way of dying. Sure, for regular undead, sure. Yes, absolutely, because that's actually happened to regular undead. But this is the Chosen Undead. And he's able to get his humanity back. Legit. That's what those humanity sparks in the game are for, to get your humanity back.
I know.
So...
15, 17, by the way.
15, 17? Okay. So... if they do allow Dragonborn to win, it better be for a pretty good damn reason, because I don't see any way he can undo the Undead Curse.
My bet's still on Dragonborn.
Because Solitaire ain't gonna do shit, because obviously not just the Chosen Undead, but any regular human in Dark Souls can have their soul removed and still be fine. If anything, I think the Ben Will shell will probably fuck him up the most, but I have no idea. But anyways, though, you ready?
But I have one reasoning why I think Dragonborn will win.
What is that?
There's no evidence or no factual other than I am biased because I played more Skyrim than I have Dark Souls.
That's fine.
So I'm just going off what I've played more of. So.
I'm just going off of lore here, not really gameplay mechanics.
Yep. You ready?
Yeah.
Look at the gameplay mechanics. Fucking Skyrim has some.
Well, if we're going off it. Well, hold on. I'm about to say, if we're going off of gameplay mechanics, then technically speaking, a lot of glitches would be added for this fight.
Exactly, because you know how many glitches and bugs. I'm so glad they didn't add mods, because you know how many mods there are for Skyrim.
Oh, so many. There's so many fucking mods. Not even just for goofing around, for like adding shit.
Adding like actual shit.
Exactly. But anyways, though, without more fucking around, let's get into this fight. I'm excited because I don't care who wins. I honestly just want to see this fight.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, the combatants are set. Run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Praise the sun!
You know, I hope he pulls out.
What?
I hope at one point the Chosen Undead pulls out Gus' sword, because technically it's in every Elder Scrolls game, even Elden Ring.
Sure.
Not Elder Scrolls game, you know what I mean.
I
Dark
know.
Souls game.
Yeah.
It's even in Elden Ring.
Sure.
The game is not in Sekiro, because that's samurai based.
Yeah. Of course we're off with that.
I mean,
that's what I would do.
Yeah. We can do the dodge roll.
Well, I mean, yeah, dodge roll is still a thing that he can do. Even though they're not going to be adding in the the tells of the dodging points, he's still going to allow him to dodge. Oh, and that's freaking Small's hammer. Okay, get hit. Oh! Slow time? Yeah, he'll be back.
This is a sick fight, though.
This is definitely good so far. Oh my god, this is great. I love the music. The choir is so good. Wait, watch out. He summoned a dragon.
And...
Oh, there goes the dragon.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that technically it's outside help.
Well, he can still. Well, he can summon. Dark Souls character can summon that too, you know.
Sure.
Oh!
Damn.
Yes! Fuck yes!
It's not over yet, boy.
Bring it on! Valid silence.
Oh, so he can't scream anymore.
No, you can't use his shouts at least. Oh, he freaking.
Oh! He just scream, no?
Prepare to die.
Nope.
Save this world, chosen warrior! Bring the fire!
Wait, excuse me?
Let true dark be cast
Wait, excuse
upon
me?
the world.
Okay, so.
Our Lord hath raised
Wait, what? Okay, what? Okay, excuse me?
I knew it.
What? Okay. No! No!
Extinguish the flame.
Okay, no. That's no. You can't. No. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna listen to what the fuck they have to say right now.
Better access to summons and magic that passively regenerate, as opposed to the chosen undead's limited pool.
Well, yeah, no duh.
Vow of Silence was a slick counter to the Dragonborn's magic and shouts,
Which is true.
but it wouldn't last forever.
Which is
The
also
Dragonborn
true.
was significantly faster too. The chosen undead could dodge beams of light, sure, but Oriel's bow could fire arrows that move at least 250 times that.
Yeah.
None of that mattered if the chosen undead couldn't stay dead.
True.
You'd think the Dragonborn's anti-undead weaponry like Dawnbreaker would be an easy solution, but the undead of Dark Souls aren't really the same as Draugr from Skyrim.
See?
Skyrim undead are more like those classic reanimated skeletons. But remember the conspiracy.
Well,
Humans in Dark
remember,
Souls
that
are
conspiracy is
actually
questionable at
they're
best.
Not actually undead.
Soul Tear wouldn't have been much use either, considering humans in Dark Souls can have their souls removed without dying.
So why didn't the chosen undead just keep coming back until they eventually won? Like with any Dark Souls boss.
One word, power. The Dragonborn
Wait, what?
had way more and greater feats.
That
of
doesn't
raw
explain
power
how the
than
curse was
chosen
broken.
undead.
Oh yeah,
Yes, sir.
like summoning country-spanning storms with a single shout.
Okay.
Or defeating Mirak, who split a continent.
There's also
Okay,
more.
and?
Both characters are essentially mythological demigods in the same kind of vein as Hercules or Sun Wukong. Gameplay alone won't give you the best idea. of
Well,
their
yeah, I
power
know.
and
So if that's the
character.
case, give me the
So
lore
let's
of how he
get
would
the
be able to
maximum
undo the
attention
curse.
from the lore.
The chosen undead sustaining the first flame with their soul was insanely impressive. Considering the first flame is responsible for the core concepts of the universe, like energy and time, it's not a stretch to say it affects not just the planet they live on, but the whole universe.
But that's nothing compared
Maybe.
to the power
It takes out
levels
the
of
sun, so
Elder Scrolls.
theoretically,
Let's
yeah,
compare
but I don't
the
know.
first
That's
flame
questionable at
to
best still.
Alduin. Both literally run on the power of souls, and both can be directly scaled toward the
Well,
planets.
not really. You have a dragon soul compared to a person who's able to absorb the soul of different things.
You know those planets you see in the sky? According to cosmology, those are actually separate, infinitely big planes of reality. Alduin was going to eat infinity. Multiple infinities.
Okay, how does that... That still doesn't help with how he's able to...
He put out the fire.
But that... Okay, but a Fusroda isn't gonna put out the fucking fire. A Fusroda isn't gonna destroy the first fucking flame. Are you fucking kidding me with this?
Chosen undead, greater survivability.
Resurrects upon death, but will eventually go hollow. Are you fucking kidding me? The chosen undead can't go on the hollow. Oh my god.
Slow and weak to win.
Which is fair. Which is why a tie makes sense.
More limited arsenal.
Like, I'm not against the Dragonborn being much more powerful and have a greater variety of arsenals and all that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying what I'm against is them thinking that he will eventually go hollow. That is not the case. In
Yeah,
lore,
but the
we
only
don't know...
The only minus Dragonborn has is he can literally only die once.
Which is
If
true,
he dies,
because after
die.
you die, because after you die in the game, in lore, you just stay dead. Because you have to load back in the game, because there's nothing after that. You know what I mean? So he can only die once. But, back to what I was saying. They are literally treating this like this is a Dragon Ball fight. How? Because, oh, the Dragonborn has more power, he could just simply undo the curse. No, that is not how this works. The only way...
As the fire goes out, though, the curse...
Yeah, but the a Fusroda isn't gonna fucking take out a fucking flame.
It's air. It's wind.
Air? That's not the
It's-
fucking... You're missing what I'm also saying. The shrine itself is also the flame. And the Chosen Undead just deciding to link the flame? What? No, he could just resurrect. Again and again and again. There's no reason to link the flame when he could just resurrect on the last bonfire that he fucking got at. So them implying that the Chosen Undead would just link the flame to, what, deal damage to the last Dragonborn? That is a dumb reason. The way they went about this is absolutely dumb. They did the research correct, for the most part, at least for Dragonborn. For the Chosen Undead, they did not. Because sure, regular, like, undead, yes, they will go hollow and lose their fucking minds eventually. But let's put this in perspective. Before Dark Souls, the Chosen Undead was placed into that asylum for who knows how long. Until then, he decided to then get out after the assistance of someone handing him the key. After he then got out and regained his humanity, he was then put out on the journey to then go after Gwen, who for all we know could have taken years of him continuously dying, considering, I mean, an average playthrough of Dark Souls is like, what, you dying 500 plus times? And somehow that's, what, not enough? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, if we're gonna, because this is also another thing. They're including technically different universal variations of the Chosen Undead for this. That would technically mean in every single variation, there could be potentially even more deaths, like 1,000 deaths, or 2,000 deaths even.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow... So yeah, the thing of him going hollow, that's not... No, that is completely false right there. But the too slow and weak to win is correct, same with the more limited arsenal. And the one thing that I am going to be fucking pissed about is the fact that they decided to base this off power instead of the Dragonborn maybe using... Because here's a better way the Dragonborn could have undone the curse. Use the Elder Scrolls. He has them in his inventory.
Mm-hmm. I know.
And even then, that's questionable at best if he could win. So again, after everything they said, and after everything that I've thought about through and through, because trust me, I'm thinking about this at every angle. Please believe me when I say that I am. This would be a tie.
Well, you ready to see who's next then?
Yeah.
What time are you at? I'm at 21:16.
21:16. 1 second.
Is powerful.
I'm at 21:16. You ready?
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
Enough to sustain a universe and the flow of time, but it can't be infinite. Otherwise, it never would have faded to begin with.
And that meant the Chosen Undead just wasn't powerful enough no matter how many times they revived. With that much of a difference in power, the Chosen Undead would eventually lose their will to fight.
Not the Chosen. Oh my fucking god.
It's not traditional, but it is.
Any regular undead, yes. Chosen undead, no. Oh my god.
Personified, but still wasn't enough to stand up to the Dragonborn's incredible skill, broken arsenal, and overwhelming power.
I don't know. I'm not salty that he lost. I'm just more salty that they got the info wrong. Because I'm a heavy Dark Souls lore nerd. And the fact that they got the lore kind of wrong this badly kind of just goes to show that they can get their fucking info wrong so badly sometimes.
To get new perks and extra content.
If the next death battle is what I think it's gonna be, I'm gonna be mad. Boom!
Wait, I'm pretty sure that kid is from Hunter x Hunter, if I'm not mistaken.
Boom!
I think so. I mean, I'm not sure. Killua?
Boom.
Oh, yep, Killua. But who's the other person?
Don't know.
Misaka? Hold on. Misaka. Mikoto Misaka. Tara... What the fuck? Taro Majutsu no Index is the anime that this fucking person is from. I have no idea. I have no idea. Well...
Oh, that's what it is.
What do you know?
I looked it up again, and I looked up the actual English name so you'll understand. I've never heard of it, but the English version is a certain magical index, is what she is from.
So, okay, hold up. What are some of the... I kind of want to take a look at some of this.
Some of the what? What are you looking at?
The comments. Just looking at comments just to see if there's anybody with, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how freaking well-rounded this is because I have no idea what each character are capable of. And for all of you who don't know, well, I mean, my friend here has a certain name for Hunter x Hunter.
Mid X Mid.
I've never watched it, so I can't judge it, but he's watched like 30 episodes.
30 episodes. So. Couldn't get any further into it.
So yeah. I'm not gonna go too because this video is already almost 40 minutes long, so I'm not going to go too into depth with this final bit, but I am going to say this as it is. They did a good job relatively overall on the fight itself. I enjoyed it. It was actually relatively pretty nice to watch. Same with the music. I'm honestly probably going to listen to that bitch again, because that fucking music was great. And again, for the most part, they actually did get relatively most of the lore right as far as Dark Souls go. But the one part that they got wrong is that the Chosen Undead can't become hollow the same way that any other normal undead can. Because again, the way that they explained it, they literally included different variations of Dark Souls from different universes. Meaning that in those different variations of chosen undeads, they could have died way more times as Hollow. And guess what? They still came back. And them saying that... No. And them also saying that a Fusro Da can destroy the flame is bullshit. If you want an actual legitimate way of destroying the flame, just pull out, like... Just pull out, like, a fucking weapon and destroy the bonfire that way. Because that's where the flame is. It's linked to the fire. A Fusro Da isn't gonna fucking take out the fucking... Isn't gonna take out a fucking bonfire. Come on. Like, legit. I can understand why they would think Dragonborn, though, okay? I can understand that much. But what I will never understand is how they somehow concluded in their heads that a Fusro Da can somehow take out the first flame. That's just like... I don't know. But anyways, though, guys, if you guys like this video, please give it a like. And subscribe to see more. And as always...
Yeah.
And as always, we will see you guys in the next video. See ya.